Okay, so context. I'm Lich. I've been playing FPS for like 10 years. I really focused on a lot of mechanical skill. I competed in like a game, like a couple games. I did decently well. Um, so yeah, I played Siege back in the day, but I focused a lot on mechanics and positioning. So that's just kind of and like just the individual duelist like 1v1 mentality. So I'm just gonna watch this video really quickly.
A little exercise. I'm gonna play 3 little clips on the screen. I'm gonna blur out the kill feed and mute the audio so that you don't have a lot of
Mm.
context clues. And I just want you to essentially guess how good these guys are of competitive or slash pro players in Siege. So this is clip number 2, and I want you to guess 1, what region they're from. 2, what tier of pro play they play at. So tier 1 pro, tier 2 semi-pro, tier 3 amateur, tier 4 below, or and what level of success do you think they've achieved at their tier of play? And finally, this is clip number 3.
Okay, let me run it back then. So what tier they are?
I'm gonna blur out the kill feed and mute the audio
I'm gonna say this is like
so that you don't have a lot of context clues. And I just want you to essentially
this person doesn't come across as confident. They're not tracking like they don't know where people are. They're not thinking like they're not they haven't built up the image of the map in their head. Like they're not thinking about timing internally, like at a deep internal level. They're not thinking about where people like they are thinking about where people are, but they're not sure. They're not confident. They're not tracking through the wall. They're like doing these like quick peeks. Like I probably played like Valorant or something because they do this a lot there. Um, this doesn't feel like someone who's very high skill. There's no confidence in spatial awareness and being ready to just engage at a moment's note. Like he's not looking where the enemy is in his head, in his mind's eye, where like three-dimensionally tracking them physically within the space. Like he's not thinking about the enemy's movements at all. Like it's just kind of just like it's just only timing and known angles, which is not how you that's not how, at least that's not how I played Siege, and not how I developed aim. Knowing it's about seeing the enemies move in your head, and that gives you the internal timing. But seeing how they move in your head, yeah, that's he's not doing this. So I don't know. This is it's really non-committal to lots of peeking. He's not seeing them in his head. In his mind's eye, he doesn't see the enemy moving. He's just internalized timings, and that's just about it. He's peeking common angles. He's not even peeking common angles. Like he's just peeking. He's just peeking. Like he's peeking, and then he's like not confident, and so he's just like doing this jitter peek to like get a read onto where the opponent is, and then he makes the adjustment. This feels like somebody who's like not very. This feels like amateur, like low level. Like the flicks are fine. The flicks are solid. And the micro adjustments are solid. It's just that this doesn't feel like somebody who knows what they're doing. Uh, Almost at all. As far as what region, it's very like mechanically intensive. You can see the way he peeks this one. So he doesn't see him. It's like hasn't really internalized the timing. Right, peeks out again, wide peaks because he's like overcommitted basically, and like he's trying to get like the drop on this guy because he thinks he's gonna come around the corner, and it's like okay yeah, but like doesn't really know when the guy's gonna peek, right? And he's not playing aggressively. He's holding the angle, and he's like trying to throw off the guy's aim just enough to get him to kill because the guy was expecting him to be right here, and so he was in an off angle. This is very like I don't know. This like feels like ranked almost. It's a good micro adjustment. I'm gonna say this is like tier 4. There's no confidence. There's no confidence in the timing. There's no confidence in space taking. Uh, there's no crosshair placement whatsoever, really. Like it looks like there is, but it's just there's not.
Exercise. I'm gonna play 3 little clips.
Like you'd think that this is crosshair placement, but it's not. Because why? Look, you see that? How he puts his crosshair into the wall and then peeks out. This is a CS player actually. But like he puts it into the wall, he peeks out, he doesn't know where the guy is, and so he's just like kind of just trying to like do this quick jiggle, see like to try and get information because he doesn't know where he is. He's not tracking he's not, again, the person is not in his head. He's not in his mind's eye. He's not tracking the movements of the people. The timing, the internalization is not there. No, this isn't this is like I'd say this is probably a European player. Probably a European player because they're really good at CS, and then this is probably like an amateur, like tier 4. So probably, so I'm gonna say tier 4 amateur.
Kill feed and mute the audio so that you don't have a lot of context clues, and I just want you to essentially.
Yeah, see, like that's a really good example of like that's like he doesn't know the timings, and he's not tracking through the wall that open door. No, this feels like a CS player, and then this feels like a.
And I just.
He's not sure about where this person is. Like you see the jitter just now. Like he shifted left and right because he's not sure of where the person is. He's not confident.
I want you to essentially guess how good these guys are.
Yeah.
Competitive or slash pro.
Yeah. See that kind of thing where it's just like he's scared to peek. He's not tracking him through the wall. He's like jumping out and then hoping that the crosshair just carries him to the person, or hoping that he gets the micro adjustment off in the correct amount of time. No, this isn't. He's not thinking about where the opponent is at all. No, this feels like tier 4 amateur.
Pro players in.
But I'm gonna say that this is a person who's played a heavy amount of CS. So I'm gonna say European tier 4. Yeah.
So this is clip number 2, and I want you to guess 1, what region
Okay.
they're from. 2, what tier of pro play they play at. So tier 1 pro, tier 2 semi-pro, tier 3 amateur, tier 4 below, and what level of success do you think they've achieved at their tier of play?
Oh, as far as this guy, I don't think that there's any. I don't think that there's I think there's very little achievement to this one personally. Personally, I don't think there's I don't think there's there's any there's I don't know, maybe there's some. The mechanics are good enough to carry him in whatever region he's in, obviously. I just don't think that like the game sense is just not there. So I'm gonna say not very many achievements on this one.
Players in Siege. So this is clip number 2, and I want you to guess what region they're from. 2, what tier of
It's really aggressive.
pro
Flicking around everywhere constantly.
play they play at. So tier 1 pro.
Just not really using cover, not clearing. I mean, he's sort of clearing, but he's sort of not. This is NA.
Pro, tier 3 amateur, tier 4 below, and
This feels like NA.
what level of success?
Because this is the kind of like no space control, kind of just zipping around the map, kind of clip farmy style that we just have in NA. Yeah. Just mouse is flip, not really. And this is the other thing, right? This is I think this is tier 2. I think this is tier 2. I think this guy is not tier 3 or 4. I think this is tier 2. The reason I say this is because it's just there's more game sense involved, right? Just a little bit though, right? So he is slicing the pie, but it's not there yet. It's not like all the way there, and there's a little bit of game sense because you can see where the people are peeking out. So he is sort of trying to read the movements, but there's just this lack of I don't even know what to say. It's like it's just he's still not reading where the enemy is on the map. Like it's not in their mind's eye. He can't see the person physically moving in his head. It's not there.
Amateur tier for below, and what level of success?
See, this is a really another good example, right? Like how he's peeking down like that. Like to me, I'm on the edge, right? Like where the railing turns, and I'm tracking it through the wall. That's me, right? I'm tracking it through the wall. Track, 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 track. Instead, he's doing this, like, again, the CS thing of like planting his crosshair and then hoping he's gonna make a micro adjustment. Again, that's a very NA thing. I feel like the over reliance on mechanical skill. Personally, it's me.
Success. Do you
And again, not in the mind's eye because he's checking it because he doesn't know,
think they've
doesn't know,
achieved
doesn't know.
at
Not bad, right? Not bad, right? But unsure.
their tier of play? And
I think that game's that guy, the second guy had more game sense than the first dude. I think that's like tier 2. Probably did okay.
finally, this is clip number 3, and yeah, I just want you to.
This is the Brazilian guy. This is the Brazilian guy, and this is the pro player. And I would say this is the best, like one of the top players in Brazil. I can already tell. You can see how he's tracking him through his head, right?
Time to
Confirms the kill, right? Slow walks, has the crosshair through the wall, already thinking, right, about where he's gonna be looking next. Where is the next guy based off of the timing internalized? No, this is the guy. See, he's already looking at the stairs.
flip through.
Doesn't even have to move his crosshair. The best aimers aim the least. No, this guy is already. I can already tell this is the Brazilian player. Is at the top level. Top level.
I just want you to guess.
It's so obvious. Now the wide swing is strange to me. The wide swing is strange to me. Maybe he's confident that the guy is not there. I would have been tracking this like the area below the railing already. I would have done that as I come around, right? I wouldn't have done a wide swing personally, but that's just.
Essentially, just guess based
See, I'm very curious as to the wide swing.
off just watch.
But he's already okay. So the marked, so he's going to be looking at it, but he knows because of the map, he's internalized the positioning of the map. He already knows where he's going to be looking. He's going to track it through the wall.
How they play.
Right? No? Okay.
And
It's good. It's good. It's good clearing.
mechanics. Like how
Shoots one, doesn't overcorrect.
good of a competitive slash
See, he tracks the angle through the wall.
mechanics.
It's very subtle. Where is it? Playback speed half. Gonna turn off the audio. It's this right. It starts right here, right there. No. There. He's already tracking the corner through the wall. This is the top tier player. Doesn't even have to make a micro adjustment. Yeah. You can see the person's name, but it wasn't too quick. He's holding the angle because he thinks that someone else is going to be. I was like, well, if there's one person, there's a second person. Maybe they're rotating to retake the flank, trying to predict, like, maybe they think I've moved up. Maybe they think I've done something else. Maybe they're trying to catch me in a cross or something, right? He's not sure if there's a lurker. Throws. First off, uses the first time we've seen utility used. Tracks through the wall. Look at that. Doesn't adjust the crosshair. Doesn't try to overflick. Doesn't try to micro adjust. Right? This guy has never touched an aim trainer a day in his life. Alright? Fires, lets the guy walk into the shot. This is the Brazilian player. This is top tier. And it's extremely aggressive because notice the space taking. No. This is the top tier player. I can already. I don't even need to see anything else. Alright.
Done. Now just pause the video and just take a guess for 1, the oil pit clip, 2, the border clip, or 3, the cafe clip, how good each player is. Okay, you guys done yet? Alright, so clip 1 is from a guy named Alvin. So Alvin is a North American player.
Okay, so this is NA. Okay. CS experience, though.
He's one-tapping people. It's a very, very clean, very satisfying clip to watch. He's hitting flicks. He's doing all the quick peeks, all the most impressive mechanical skills in the world. Alvin hit this clip in T5. And this is funny because I actually noticed the top before.
I got the region wrong. My bad.
But Alvin basically launched his comp career off this clip because it got so many likes off being a disgustingly clean clip that he got noticed by tier 3 teams. And tier 3 teams eventually picked him up. and then Alvin actually did awful in a tier 3 settings. He did
Alright.
pretty abhorrent. Now, no shame to Alvin. I hope he's doing well out there, and he's a very mechanically talented player. But with how clean and disgusting his aim was in this sequence of clips he posted, he really underperformed.
See, I'm so curious about the second clip then, because the second guy is so flashy. Like, this is so strange to me, because it's normally the North American players who don't give a fuck, who do not care about positioning, do not care about game sense, do not care about, do not care about concealment and cover, slicing the pie, understanding good space taking habits. None of this, right? The second guy had a little bit of that, right? Which is why, to me, that came across as the second guy had very little of that, right? Whereas this one, he was using a lot of cover. It looks, obviously, I guess, a CS player, but like, he was using it, right? So that's why, to me, it felt like a more European player. Oh man, that's interesting. I guess I don't know Seige. Fair enough. I was not aware of your game. My bad. But I was right about the tier. I actually, I was more generous. I thought he was tier 4. So I was a little bit more generous. That's on me, I guess.
Clip 2 is from a player named Reese.
So this is, I thought it was the NA player.
Reese is a disgusting player known for one-taps and flicks. And oh my god, a viewer's wet dream, right? If you're watching these clips, this is what you want to watch.
But it is overly reliant on mechanical skill, though.
About mechanical skill in Siege. This guy
is just a little overly reliant on it, though.
Which is funny because he is actually from EU.
But that's so interesting to me, because like, he's so disregarding of space and control of angles and reading player movement and cover and just all the things that you would expect out of like just an NA fast boy, like high speed low drag type. That's interesting to me. That's interesting. Does
he do it EU? Well, he's never made it past tier 2.
Alright.
Actually, how well he does at all in games. I don't even think he does that well. I couldn't really find any stats, but I remember asking some pros about him, and they said on officials, on match days, on game days, he doesn't even do all that well, despite his clips looking absolutely disgusting. He's a player who peaked at tier 2 competition on M&M Academy in EU semi-pro play. Now the last clip, the clip where he's not hitting a clean one-shot tap.
No, but he's tracking through the wall. He's placing his crosshair already, so he has to aim the. No, this is the guy.
He's walking down a staircase, and on
the wide swing I'm confused about. I'm genuinely curious. Genuinely curious about the wide swinging. Personally, I'm interested. Educate me.
To God, it looks like he's swiping on a controller when he walks down that staircase. We can put that back one more time.
Yeah, like, I wouldn't be doing those wide swings. I'm curious about this. Maybe I did do it at some point in time. And I wouldn't be so close to the railing. I'd be further back and already tracking. See, this is the thing. I'd be more against the back wall and then tracking the inside angle and constantly just in a one fluid motion. You know what I mean? The wide swinging, I'm confused about that, but just me.
3 times in a row, world champion Herds on W7M.
Again, the way he tracks through the wall.
2023, the year that
doesn't even, yeah. Furia? Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah.
He MVP 2 of those tournaments.
That's alright. Anyway.
And broke with 336 kills at the 6th Invitational 2024.
Yeah. This guy. This was my aim style. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. I see this and I see like, oh, that reminds me of me, and it just, I don't know. I'm not gassing myself up when I say that. It's like, I say that as in like, as someone who spent time and a lot of time and dedication getting really, really crazy good at FPS, or trying to anyway. This to me is like, this felt correct. This felt the most correct, right? Anyway.
He was widely regarded as the best player in the world at the time. But you can see his aiming style is a lot more simple and, honest to God, a lot more bot-like than the other flashy players that never made it as far. But okay.
Okay, but the other guys will overreact to everything. Like they'll see, like if some dude starts wiggling out like the old days of Siege, where you could do the AD spam, which you can't do anymore, right? Those guys would just be the ones like snapping like left and right, going dot 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 dot. They'd be doing this, right? To try and hit him, right? Like they're probably the ones that would be like they're probably like Apex jitter aimers, right? They'd be like to cancel out the recoil instead of actually trying to you know look at an R301 and go whoa, or like trying to look at a flatline and go whoop whoop whoop, that kind of thing. Like that's the kind of anyway.
Maybe this is just herds, right? Maybe this is just one Brazilian. It can't be the majority of them, right? Well, okay, let's look at other top Brazilian players. This is Handy. Handy just recently won.
No, he's no. Mind's eye already looking at the corner. He's like covering. It's on the angle. He's going around it's like a pivot point. It's like you're pivoting. I don't even know how to explain it, but like this is yes. He in his head, right? He already has an angle that he's looking at. This angle is not on screen.
The 6th Invitational 2025, the $3 million.
Yeah. Not on screen. Angle, not on screen. Right?
And he was top.
Lets them walk into him.
Now, if you watch Handy play, you'll notice that actually.
Again, crosshair on the wall, looks through the corner, is already looking at the other corner. He sees a person, makes the adjustment. Doesn't need to, right?
Also looks kind of the same.
See, this is again, right? Looking at that doorway, looking at kills the person, right? Makes the adjustment immediately. Crosshair tracking through the wall, not directly onto the angle where he's looking at, right? Because somebody could always peek out, and it's a really quick micro adjustment. But he's slowly, it almost like, again, pivoting around a certain focus point. And he's going to land his crosshair on the doorway. Yeah, see? And it's just in a general vicinity because you don't know where the person is going to be, but his crosshair is in a perfect position. If the guy's in the bottom right, he can flick down. If the guy's in the doorway, he can flick left. If the guy's behind the thing, behind the bookshelf, he can flick to that. If the guy is on the ground, he can flick to that. Like, it's just, oh my god. And again, this pivoting point around keeping the crosshair on the outside edge of the corner, not directly onto it, but his reaction time's distance away from the corner. Just chef's kiss. Beautiful. I'm so glad that the Brazilians get this. Oh my god, he doesn't even need to aim, dude. Like, if that was a real person... Anyway. He doesn't need to aim, he just walks the crosshair into the person, dude. Oh my god. This is... I feel so validated right now. Anyway. Okay. Yeah. So that's...
At head level, playing solid, he doesn't move...
But the space taking is massive. The angle clearing is massive. If they make the first move, he's already in a position, waiting and ready to punish them for it, bro. Oh, anyway. So was it 23 minutes? Yeah, okay. I'm done. I don't want to extend the length of this video, but bro, that was my predictions. So yeah, have fun with that.